Every time you drop your car at the shop, the mechanic is secretly inspecting way more than what you asked them to do. They're looking at a handful of things that tell them how soon you'll need expensive repairs. The wild part, they almost never tell you up front. Today, I'm going to expose the 5 hidden checks mechanics do, why they matter, how they can cost you thousands, and how you can check them yourself at home. Check number 1, the brake rotor lip. When your car's on a lift and the wheels are off, a mechanic will quietly run their finger along the very edge of your brake rotor. What they're feeling for is a ridge, a lip that forms as the rotor wears down. That lip tells them exactly how much life your brakes have left and whether they can recommend a full brake job soon. Here's why it matters. Rotors wear thin over time, especially if you drive in stop-and-go traffic or do a lot of city driving. If you let them go too far, they can warp, causing pulsating brakes and longer stopping distances. On top of that, worn rotors chew through brand new brake pads like sandpaper. Suddenly, instead of just replacing pads, you're stuck with pads and rotors. A bill that can jump from $200 to $900 or more. But you don't need to wait for a mechanic to tell you this. You can check it yourself. Next time you wash your car or rotate your tires, look through your wheel spokes or touch the edge of the rotor. If it feels smooth, you're fine. If it feels sharp and ridged, that's a warning. It doesn't mean you need to rush to the shop tomorrow, but it does mean you should start planning and budgeting before you're forced into a decision on their terms. Check number 2, tire shoulder wear. The second hidden check is on your tires, but not in the way you think. Most drivers know mechanics will measure tread depth, but what they really look for is shoulder wear, the condition of the inside and outside edges of your tires. Why? Because uneven wear tells a story. If your tires are bald on the edges but still healthy in the middle, it screams alignment problem. Here's why that's bad. Misalignment doesn't just shorten tire life. It stresses your suspension, hurts fuel economy, and makes your car less stable at highway speeds. And tires aren't cheap. A decent set can run $600 to $200, and a bad alignment can cut their lifespan in half. The good news is, you can check this at home in under a minute. Take a flashlight and crouch by each tire. Run your hand across the inner and outer shoulders. Do they feel smooth, or do you see one side more worn down than the other? If so, your alignment is off. Mechanics love pointing this out during service because it's a quick upsell. You need an alignment today, otherwise your tires will wear out. Sometimes they're right, but if you already know, you can schedule it with a trusted shop at your pace and price. Check number 3, oil filter housing valve cover leaks. Now, I'm not talking about puddles on your driveway. I'm talking about tiny seeps that start around your oil filter housing or valve cover gasket. When a mechanic pops the hood, they'll shine a light on these areas. If they see oil stains, they know they've got an easy conversation starter. Hey, you've got a leak forming. We recommend fixing it now. Here's the truth. Sometimes that's necessary, but sometimes it's not urgent at all. Valve cover gaskets often sweat a little oil as they age. That doesn't mean your engine's about to explode, but if you don't know the difference, you might agree to a $700 repair on the spot. Here's how you check. Grab a flashlight and look around the top of your engine and near the oil filter. If you see light misting or a faint stain, wipe it clean and check again after a few hundred miles. If it stays dry, no problem. If it keeps coming back and looks wet and shiny, then yes, you'll need to address it eventually. Check number 4, battery terminals. Mechanics can spot battery trouble in seconds just by looking at your terminals. If they see white or greenish crust building up around the posts, they know your battery is already under stress. That gives them an opening to recommend a replacement, usually with a markup. But here's the thing. Corrosion itself doesn't always mean you need a new battery. Most of the time, it just means the connection is dirty, and your battery is working harder than it should. Here's how to handle it yourself. Pop your hood, take a look at the battery. If you see corrosion, mix up a paste of baking soda and water. Grab an old toothbrush and scrub it gently. Rinse with clean water, then dry the area. After that, dab a little petroleum jelly or dielectric grease on the terminals to prevent future buildup. This 5-minute DIY can extend your battery life by a year or two, and when the time does come to replace it, you'll have the freedom to shop around, instead of paying whatever inflated price the shop quotes you on the spot. Check number 5, suspension play. Here's what happens. When your car is lifted, mechanics grab your front wheels and shake them at different positions. Side to side checks the tie rods, while up and down checks the ball joints and wheel bearings. If they feel looseness or hear clunks, they know something is worn. Now, suspension parts aren't cheap. A bad ball joint or wheel bearing can run hundreds in parts and labor. And shops love catching these because they're safety related, meaning you feel pressured to fix them immediately. But you can do this same check yourself. With your car safely jacked up, grab a front wheel at 3 and 9 o'clock and push-pull. Then grab it at 12 and 6 o'clock and do the same. If the wheel moves and you feel a knock, something's loose. Now here's the key. Slight play might just be tire flex, but obvious clunking means it's time to plan a repair. Doing this yourself gives you a heads up, so you're not shocked when the shop brings it up. It also means you can shop for parts online and get quotes from multiple mechanics, instead of agreeing under pressure.